That is podcast number 2, and I have one more interesting person with me. She will tell you her name and who she is. But this podcast will be more like to upsummate what we did, how it was, and what we can do better in the future. So thank you for participating, Kasia. I appreciate that you sharing your time with us and to share some experience and how it was to work with us. So, can you introduce yourself a little bit, who you are, what you're doing, yes, and a little bit about your background.
Sure. Hello, everyone. So my name is Kasia, and I represent Bonafidesz Association, which is an organization based in Katowice, Poland. And we've been around 20 years doing some public work, pro-democratic work, inclusive workshops, trying to activate different groups of society, trying to have people active and taking active role in shaping, their life, cities, their neighborhood. So we've been recently, especially doing a lot of programs concerning accessibility. So trying to have city accessible to people with different needs, but also culture accessible to people with different needs. So we monitor public transport or some cultural heritage places, museums, how they are accessible to people, to young people, to old people, to people with different disabilities, and not necessarily physical. It could be sensory, to blind people, to people with deafness. So that's what we do. So this time that we cooperated with you, it was very interesting for us to connect, our special powers, and we could use your experience with theater and that sort of subject we never really before had access to, and we could use this topic, the performance art, to bring together generations and different people from different walks of life. So that was very unique.
Thank you very much. It was very good answer, warming my heart. Yes, we had this chance to meet each other several times and to cooperate in different levels, with workshops, with production. One of our directors was in Katowice and did the directing, so he had just the best experience from there. And you were two times in Oslo, yes. So we had a good time. We had also lots of work, so we didn't have much time to speak with other participants at the second time that maybe you had. So those people who were in this play, how are their experiences with that all? First in Katowice and premiere, so in Oslo and premiere, and was very short time. Several of them was sick or had fever, but we made it. So what they say?
So, we have 8 participants. As you can imagine, each participant is a different perspective because we had participants from 13 years old to, I don't know, 80 years old almost. So each of them brought a totally different, experience. And we created something that I think was very unique to everybody. This journey kind of culminated with the performance, but it started, with the recruitment process, with the months of online rehearsals, getting to know each other. So I think it altogether was a very rich and layered journey for everybody. both in creating the storytelling, so the narrative of the play, the collaboration together. So it was also for me a fascinating journey because I was working alongside actors of all ages, with very different experiences and stage experiences, bringing their own kind of energy and to this production. So I was really curious how this is gonna go, how we can, become one voice or maybe many voices, but in a one symphony. So yes, we were, we were learning to balance different kind of acting styles and approaches. There was also a culture barrier, the language barrier, because we were working with, international directors. So I think it was very challenging for everybody, time consuming, but because of this, also hugely rewarding. So yeah, the whole performance trying to keep the continuity of the narrative, transitioning through like decades, making the scene smooth, but also having this off time when we finally met in real time and we could enjoy each other, in real life presence, getting to know each other and having this adventure. I think we built a really strong team and everybody in the end felt really accomplished.
Yeah, very good, very good. I can hear that you collected a lot of experience during your work in this branch. So, what can you draw the line between local collaboration and international collaboration?
I think, there will be some differences. Probably, first is language barrier, which I think is not a huge problem because we can all communicate in English and translate. So it actually was easier and smoother than I imagined. There might be some different, different styles, approaches of work or across generations and across, just, different characters, some different cultural differences. But we kind of overcame this, and I think we used this challenge to kind of incorporate it into our experience because it was this whole performance, this whole experience was about overcoming those, those challenges. I don't know if I answered your question.
Yes. It's about actually it's about challenges. When you start something and you mention before that that is a new for you guys to collaborate with dramatic section and art, a little bit more art in the whole story of it. So drama, theater, new circumstances, and plus international with languages, cultural differences, ethic differences. So it was challenging. Maybe we did things that we are still not aware of what we did. So maybe you have something to say about that.
How you might for the future, how to, I think that's I wouldn't really be able maybe yet to see what we could do differently because I think every of those stages was like a necessary step, because it really was a process and it kind of in the end led to this result that we worked towards. So it's kind of hard to say. I think we worked with the challenges, kind of constantly, but we were resolving them at the same time. And there is nothing I can now see kind of pinpoint, what to do differently.
Yes. Okay, but for how many years you've been working with projects and yes?
So I've been working for 8 years in Bonafidesz. Yes.
Not whole in the end, but we be going now to the end of the podcast. So What would your advice to the new generations, to young people, will be, who wants to work with similar or same things like you do, and maybe thinking about, okay, well, how will be to start some international collaboration, maybe try to find a partner in other country? Do you have some advice for them?
I think the first thing is not to be afraid, right? So don't feel intimidated when you hear some international production that it has to be this, you have to be this huge thing, or it has to be somehow. Start small, maybe find a person who's already kind of doing this, like a mentor, right? Because you can find a lot of probably information everywhere online, but go local, find somebody who's already doing this, because probably people are. So no point to kind of open the door that is already open. Try to first maybe help, like if something that is already happening, some projects, you can start, I don't know, maybe volunteering to see kind of how it's done, to get this know-how, because it will be beneficial. And then, you have so many options now that really you can explore. So I would say first, look what already people around you are doing, because you might be surprised, and that can give you kind of empowerment to actually start something yourself, have your own idea. You will have some people who can advise you, give you some help.
Maybe just call Artepunkt in Norway. So
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
that will be good. Okay, Kasia, I like your answers. You have a very good energy, and you answering very in a very good way. So I think everyone who will see this podcast may have something to take from that you talk about. Um, okay, so totally in the end, how do you see perspective in international collaboration in the next 5 years, for example? How from your side, how is perspective, how is intentions in Europe to work more together and internationally, or is something else?
Well, I would hope there is more, openness and willingness to work more internationally too, but maybe it's just my wishful thinking. For me, it's like a new level of cooperation, because we've been usually working so much with the local community that it's quite nice to branch out, and see other local communities across the seas, and be able to kind of bring those different perspectives, make our event richer. So I think that can be only beneficial to everybody. But will it happen? And you know, not all is in our hands, because there is big politics behind this all. But with the good intention, I think if we really try to work, towards something good that will, I think it's really needed in today's world. It's this art therapy for people, something that can connect us, to give us an outlet for, different things, because we're becoming more and more isolated in our own, bubbles. So the occasions, opportunities we have, that we should take them.
It was a very good point. I totally agree with you. It's so much to share with each other, and don't think about a little bit politics and borders, but it's too much we have to share with each other, and make something good, I think.
Yes. It's
Thank
good
you very much.
for our,
Sorry.
for our health, for our mental health. So we should create human connection and use art
sure.
to be richer and
For
better.
sure. Thank you very much, my dear friend, for your time, for sharing your experiences and some good advices with us. I wish you a good day or a good week. So we soon talk soon.
Thank you for having me, and have a great day, everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.